Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm building this 38-foot sailboat. In this week's episode, we plank, fair, and plywood the transom, or the rear of the boat. Hope you enjoy. So to put each row of planking together, we come along with our thickened epoxy and we fill the groove that's in the previous plank. So that it's basically level with the top. Then we have to drill a hole for the screws that we put in roughly every 2 feet or so, and they are bronze screws, so they will not rust or react with water. And we suck them down until the epoxy starts squeezing out on one side or the other of the seam. So I got the transom built up to the turn. I leveled this top piece off using the laser level that I have. And I took shots for the distance between this green line to here at the angle to see what piece I needed to make to allow it to fit nicely on this. And I've got that laid out over here. So I'm using my sliding T-bevel here to find the angle I need to set my saw at, and that'll be able to make this cut so that this piece will fit nicely on here. So after that angle had been cut on it, I cut it down to a smaller piece just to make it easier to work with, and now I just got to put the cove on this so that the next piece will sit into it. So I finished up applying the planking to the transom there yesterday. Now I'll have to cut all the overhang off and then get this faired so it'll be smooth, and then we'll be able to put the plywood onto it. So we just went 45 degrees across here to fill up all the little cracks. Now I have to run horizontally across with my trowel to level all the low spots. So I have it rough faired, as you can see the low spots where it's fairly dark, and then the wood that shows through. So now I just got to wait a couple of days for this to dry, and then I'll be able to sand it, and then I'll have to do the diagonal plywood across the back, across the transom here, and then I'll be able to continue working on the main hull. So my next project now is to apply plywood to this upper half. So as you can see, I got some nice thin plywood. There's going to be 2 layers, and they're going to be applied at 45 degrees. Again, that's just going to give some extra thickness and some extra strength to this. So I'm going to end up cutting them to length here and up at the top, and I just have to place them in and make them decently tight, and then come back and epoxy and staple them all on. The staples are just to hold it until the epoxy hardens, and I'm using Monel staples which will not rust, so if any water does get in here, the staples won't rust. So just getting ready to glue the plywood on here. My camera unfortunately died while I was getting all the pieces cut and installed, but I got all two layers ready to go. Got to wipe this down with methyl hydrate. You can hear my dad up there. He's sanding the pieces, and we'll wipe them down, glue the first layer on, and then get ready to do the second. So I got both layers on the back, and my next thing that I have to do is sand this edge off, and down here at the bottom also, so that it's flush again, and then I'll be able to apply the plywood to the back. So just starting to take my planer and plane this off. I had a little bit of a learning curve. Have to be careful about the blade catching the other plywood. I think I've got it set up now that I won't have that happen again. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.